One of my clients recently came to me and asked how to track where their qualification form submissions are coming from HubSpot. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how we implemented that. Hi, my name is Ryan Schweihart, founder of Wimpact, where I help organizations consolidate their client operations using HubSpot and Zapier. So in today's Winsight, or Whole Heart Insight, we're going to talk through hidden forms, hidden properties on a form in HubSpot, and how we can leverage that within HubSpot. So let's dive in. We have, say, our forms page here. We've got a qualification form built out. So if we click on that, will take us into the form editor. And so the one thing that we're going to go ahead and leverage is the qualification form source. And so I went ahead and created this property. So if you come here to add a form, if you don't have it already created, you can do it from the form editor here itself. And so we'd go down here to drop down, drag this to wherever we want on the form, probably the bottom. And then in our case, we would create new property. So then from here, we can do, form source. And then you can select your drop down, put in your options, and create the property directly from here. And we're going to create this on a contact object type because we're wanting to track where those contacts are coming from. If you want to leverage leads or something like that, that may be a place that you go ahead and put in that information. But again, we're going to move forward with contacts. So if I click on this property that we created called qualification form source, I went ahead and added, or we have the options here of website, and then we're going to track different emails that are, being sent that have the link to this form. So we've got email 123 and email 456. I went ahead and selected website. So that's basically setting it as the default value. And then the other thing to make this truly hidden is to toggle the hidden field option here in the bottom left. So that's pretty much all we need for the setup. As you create your emails, a recommendation might be to, let's say you're in marketing and emails. Whenever you go on this qualification email, for example, you'll see an ID at the top. Maybe you'll want to grab that. Instead of email 123, you could do email and then the ID of the email from HubSpot, just to kind of create some uniqueness in tracking that way. So let's go ahead and see it in action. If I come to, say, the form and review and update, I'll update the form. And then if I go ahead and copy a share link, and I'll preview in a new tab. So for this one, we would pretend like this is the one on our website. So this is going to get that default, website value. And I'll go ahead and submit the form here. So great. I'm going to hop over into our contacts in the demo portal. I submitted on this email here. So let's go ahead and open up that contact. I don't have it surfaced on the left as far as that qualification form source property, but if we go to view all properties and start typing in qualification form source, you'll see that we have that set as website. So if we hop over into details, we can see that it was applied. I guess I didn't tell you the date time, but yeah, it's March 5th at around 4 o'clock. So you'll see that on the next submission that it's about 2 or 3 minutes later. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to use Wimpact demo@gmail.com and go ahead and close out of this form submission. So what we do in our email builder is, let's say we want this link to be to the qualification form, and we want to go ahead and track that it's coming from email 123 or email whatever our record ID is here. So whenever we are creating the link here, you'll click on the pencil icon to edit the link. You'll grab the form link that's displayed right here. Go ahead and copy that. Again, how we got there. Whenever we publish the form, there's a share link. If you're looking at all forms and you go to the qualification form, go to action share. there you can get your link and go about it that way. So you'll just copy that link, bring it over to our email here and paste it in. And then at the end, what we want to do is go ahead and put in a parameter at the end of the URL. So we'll put a question mark, and then we'll put the name of our property. So in our case, it's qualification underscore form underscore source. And then we'll put equals to, and then email underscore 123 is the one that we're going to track. So I'm going to go hop over into how and where, some nuances in putting in this parameter. So where we can get that property name, as well as making sure that we have the right value that we're applying here. So let's hop over into contact properties. So we can go there to, from contacts, click on the settings icon, and we have our properties section on the left. We are in the contact properties. We want to look up the qualification form source. Let's hop into here. Here's our internal name. This is the name of the property. This is what we want to pass at the end of our URL. So copy it from here just to make sure there aren't any spelling errors or typos, and then paste it after your question mark. Then once you do that, you're going to put an equal sign. And then in our case, let's make sure that we're grabbing the correct internal name here. So if there is a discrepancy or a mismatch between the label, for example, and the internal name, you want to make sure you grab the internal name and go ahead and apply that as what that parameter equals. So I've got email 123 here, and I've put email 123 at the end. And that's it. Go ahead and click apply. And then whenever the email gets sent and they click on the link, it's going to automatically pass that value or that parameter. And so then that'll be captured whenever they submit the form. Again, that value is hidden. So let's go ahead and see that in action. Let's click on edit link. We can go here and yeah, let's open up the page here. We'll do this and type in demo@gmail.com and submit this form. I'm going to hop over there just to show that there's not a value, I guess. It's another way to do it. So if we go to view all properties, qualification form source, you can see that there's nothing there. There's never been anything set for that value. So let's go ahead and submit our form. Awesome. So let's refresh the page, let that come in. You'll see that we see our form submission that we just created. And then if we go to view all properties, type in the qualification form source, you'll see that that value is now 123, email 123. So that's pretty much it. This application of using hidden properties on forms is but very much not limited to capturing things like the source. You can do it for all sorts of use cases. So if you have any questions or ideas, by all means, reach out to me. Leave a comment in the video below if you're watching this on YouTube or on my website. And I know that HubSpot, I just want to address something real quick. HubSpot does, in a lot of ways, track some of this information. It may not be as clean as being able to define it yourself. So that's an advantage of maybe going this route, because you can, get a nice pie chart or something like that if you want to see where your contacts or leads are potentially coming from a particular form. There's also UTM parameters that can be leveraged for, Google Analytics and things like that. So if you need something more robust, this probably isn't, the best solution, but it's a good, simple solution that gives you a lot of control over how and what you want to implement. So yeah, if you have any questions about some of those other things that I mentioned, whether it's more robust tracking within HubSpot or UTM tracking or anything like that, by all means, reach out to me and we'll talk about that as well. So I'll leave it there. I appreciate you watching this, and bye for now.